In BC, cabinet ministers have been giving an update about flooding and wildfires in that province. And the CBC's Sarah Galashan has been listening in and joins me now with the details. So Sarah, what is the flooding situation, particularly in the interior?
Right. So, Andrew, what we heard was that the rain that was predicted for the weekend less fell than was feared would. And so for that reason, we are seeing a bit of a reprieve in some of the key areas that were dealing with flooding. Cache Creek, one of them, which is 80 kilometers west of Kamloops, as well the Okanagan Indian Band, and Grand Forks, which is down close to the U.S. border. As I say, bit of a reprieve. We know that water levels are starting to recede in the rivers as well. We know in Grand Forks, in particular, they have lifted their state of emergency. Not the same situation for Cache Creek, that area of the lower Thompson region. That emergency order does, or that state of emergency does remain in effect at least through until May 13th. And that speaks to maybe what is to come here. We got a heat warning, if you will, from the Minister of Emergency Preparedness, saying that high temperatures are expected to come this weekend, and to that that heat can, first of all, in itself be dangerous, of course. We're expecting temperatures right now, anyway, of 30 degrees. We'll have to wait till closer to the date to see exactly what will be more likely. But that also can create an accelerated melt of the snowpack. And that's what got us into the flooding situation in those areas of the interior that we have been experiencing. Right now, there are still 50 people throughout the province evacuated on evacuation orders to not be home because of the flooding. Another 2,000 on evacuation alert. So while it is, as I say, a reprieve, the order of the day is to remain vigilant because this may not be over. Andrew?
And Sarah, we also got an update on the wildfires in BC in the north. What do we know about that?
Well, I mean, of course, the wildfire story really is to our neighbors here in Alberta. And to that, we know that there's a 16-member crew from BC that has made its way to Alberta to assist with the situation there. Though there are right now 3 wildfires of note, meaning that they are given names. They are all within the Prince George Fire Center in that area. We have the Tear Creek, the Red Creek, and the Boundary Lake. The only one of those that's currently being held right now, meaning it's not spreading or expected to, is the Tear Creek fire, and there are no evacuation orders attached to it. But in terms of the Red Creek and the Boundary Lake, they do have evacuation orders attached to them. Boundary Lake fire is actually crossing the border between BC and Alberta. It's just east of Fort St. John. And the thing that is common actually to all 3 of those wildfires of note, and wildfire of note, just so I can be clear here, means that it's highly visible and as well a potential threat to safety. And all 3 of these are human caused. So the conversation with the officials in British Columbia continues to go on right now, and I'm curious to go back to that and listen to hear what they have to say about the fact that these are suspected to be human caused fires, and what the ask is for people throughout the province as we head into some hot temperatures expected later this week and into the weekend. Andrew?
Sarah, thank you. The CBC Sarah Galashan live in Coquitlam, BC.